What is going on YouTube? Hidden back making another brand new crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at VeChain, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. We're also going to be looking at the S&P 500 if we have time. So specifically in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the recent movements that have been happening within the crypto space. Yesterday, we put out some important news in regards to where these coins are going to be moving to. Yesterday, we really kind of hit a wall where we started to see Bitcoin rise up continuously, but all the other altcoins are starting to reverse downwards to retest their support. We discussed that as these coins are just trading inside of the ascending triangle, nowhere near resistant or support, it would be a fairly difficult time to invest into the market because of how risky it would be. And as a conservative trader, it just didn't seem like a good idea. So we are going to be, looking in depth on these altcoins, figuring out the next move and the next play for XRP and the other cryptos such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then obviously, if you do want to see another cryptocurrency viewed here on the platform for next week, definitely make sure to leave a comment down below with the crypto you'd like to see viewed. This way I know you guys want to see it here on the channel. Otherwise, if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash the thumbs up button as it does help support the YouTube algorithm. And if you're interested in seeing any of my crypto trades, definitely make sure to check it out on my Patreon and make sure to follow me on Twitter. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, before we jump into today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to an extremely unusual project called IME for sponsoring today's episode. The IME application is, roughly speaking, an improved modified fork of the Telegram Messenger. After all, if you didn't know, Telegram works with an open source code, which means that any third-party developer can use the Telegram code for their own purposes, modify it in every way possible, and create their own applications based on it. And that's exactly what the IME creators did. They took the Telegram source code and created a cooler and more refined version of the Messenger based on it, with an expanded set of functions, but with the same, the same time, and has the same high level of privacy and security. And at the moment, IME Messenger is already available in the form of applications for iOS and Android, which you can download in the official applications of these platforms, and a desktop version will be released fairly soon. An even cooler feature in the IME is the presence of an internal currency. At the moment, centralized tokens called AI Coin are already fully launched. They are free to buy through the App Store and Play Market, earn AI Coin for inviting users, so on and so forth. So it's a pretty cool way to earn crypto, and an even cooler way to see how businesses are integrating cryptocurrency into their platforms. We always like to talk about that here on the channel. But AI Coin can also be exchanged for Lime tokens, which in turn are already a full-fledged cryptocurrency operating in the Ethereum blockchain. For the full use of Lime tokens, users will need to create a crypto wallet, which will allow IME users to fully exchange them with other users in the applications, which is pretty cool way to trade or pay for a service, things of that nature. Lime tokens, as far as I understand, in the future will become a full-fledged internal currency of the IME ecosystem, while having the functionality of a full-fledged cryptocurrency. That is, they can also be traded on exchanges, used in DeFi applications, and so on and so forth. In general, the creators have quite big plans for their application and the Lime token. In the future, this token will be added in many exchanges, both centralized and decentralized. For example, the first listings are scheduled for March this year on platforms such as 1inch and Uniswap, and later Lime can be purchased for fiat using Simplex Payment Gateway, which is a surprise because I actually used Simplex Payment Gateway. That was the first way I ever entered the crypto space back in, I believe, maybe early 2017, so it's pretty cool to see that they're still around and doing really big things. And given the free trading on exchanges and the extremely large functionality of Lime tokens inside the IME application, the demand for these tokens will be incredibly high, which will accordingly lead to an increase in their price. So that really means that the Lime token can also be a more profitable way for you to invest in the future. Moreover, more than 100,000 people so far have already downloaded the IME app, which I've looked at right now on the iOS application on my iPhone, and it's also in the Play Market alone. And in the future, there will be even more of them offered, which is pretty cool. And lastly, the other cool feature to mention is that, as you can see on the article, Ethereum and USDT transactions are now, supported on the IME Smart platform. What I mean by that is, as you can see, they are extremely pleased to announce that they are integrating a feature within IME Smart platform that will allow users to store, send, and receive Ethereum and USDT. Users can transact with these popular cryptocurrencies with just a few clicks. You can send Ethereum to any Ethereum address or Telegram user who have the IME app with the wallet functions, which is just really cool. So be sure to study the IME project yourself using the links in the description, and then make an independent decision about whether you should buy Lime tokens or not. Otherwise, huge shout out to IME for sponsoring today's video, and let's jump right into the technical analysis. All right, guys, so to start, looking at the current coin market cap, it's a very interesting field right now. XRP is down 3%. I know a lot of people were referencing that. We have Bitcoin really just trading at a little over 2%. Ethereum down 2%. We have pretty much the rest of the market just trading sideways. It's also pretty crazy to see what cryptos are in the space now compared to a couple of years ago. Polkadot, Uniswap, Chainlink, all in the top 10 is really a sight to see. Even Binance Coin, for that matter. Just the fact that these alts have, pretty much made it to the top is just an incredible thing to see how crazy markets just fluctuate and change over the course of a few years. And it's also pretty insane to see that the global crypto market cap is now currently $1.71 trillion, almost $2 trillion to date. And that's just an amazing sight to see. But to jump and dive right into the video here, you can see we're having some interesting notions. XRP is definitely one of those big ones that we are discussing. I'm not really too worried about XRP for reasons being, you can see XRP is starting to see the small dip back down to its 4-hour support. Yes, we discussed in gray on the daily support. We discussed in detail, we wanted to hold above 46 cents and above the uptrend for us to continue to, invest to the upside. But I did mention that yesterday was definitely a very intricate day for these markets, and I wasn't recommending you guys to invest at any point in this until we get that confirmation. The only thing to mention is to have a stop loss, and if you had that stop loss, you would have been bumped out from now, which is fine. Now we can honestly just figure out the next opportunity to buy in. We have to see whether or not this is going to be key for us to be breaking back up now that we're retesting bottom support on the daily charts. The other interesting notion is a few things. So we are having 2 days of correction. Notice Ethereum having the same 2-day correction. Notice VeChain having the same about 2 to 3 day correction. S&P 500 looks absolutely insane. We broke through this resistance here, and I'm really hoping that by today we manage to break back inside the ascending fractal so we can, slowly head up higher. It's interesting too. Also notice last time we were trending at this level, we were trading at about 63 on the relative strength indicator, and now we're at 55. So we're much lower at the same price, which is just a great thing to consider. Now, where did I leave off? So XRP is starting to correct. We see that. It's the same thing with Ethereum and with VeChain. So XRP has been fairly difficult to, figure out its exact trend. Now, I don't want to alarm anyone, but I'm starting to notice an interesting pattern. So let's just say I pulled this up here. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. I really want to hear you guys' opinions. Now looking at this coin, now looking at how the coin is trading, I'm starting to see some sort of pennant flag, some sort of bull flag forming. We can draw it out here. It's fairly clear. It's using these uptrends. Something along the lines of this seem to be the flag that's forming. We have our uptrend here, or the big spike, and now we have this ascending fractal, which is slowly forming into some sort of trend, which ends right about here, middle of March, as did most of the alts. What's interesting to notice, and what we thought was yesterday, was these lower high formations ended here, and we were finally going to start to see the reversal. I guess, taking a step back, we're now noticing some sort of pennant flag or bull flag forming on the coin, as you guys can see. And I want to notice if the consolidation is going to allow us to break through here. I really highly doubt that in the next couple of days we break through this 4-hour, the daily support. I just feel like there's way too much strength on this bottom line here that we're not going to just pump to the downside here. There's a good chance as we get closer to the 15th, we might be able to see that swing and that rally to the upside. Obviously, this all depends on the way the other cryptocurrencies form, but just take a look at that pattern and, consider that. Earlier in the symmetrical triangle, we were able to capitalize off big runs. That's very possible. Do I recommend buying into a market now where there's about, I would say, maybe 6 days or 4 days of consolidation left. No, stay away from it. As a conservative trader, this is very, very, very dangerous. We don't know if we're going to break bullish or break bearish. Doesn't make sense. The only confirmation we would have is if we break through this resistance and we start to see us trending at maybe 48 cents, then I'd buy in for a rally to the upside. Vice versa, if we break through bottom support here, or probably the daily, bottom trend right here, if we break through maybe 42 cents, we know to buy in for a short to the downside. But until that happens, it's just consolidation for today for XRP. But notice how this plays a very, similar role within the Ethereum charts right now. So Ethereum and XRP both kind of fell for the most part at similar levels. Notice this was planned. We expected this to happen. Same thing with VeChain, and I honestly expected it with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin just seems to keep pumping higher. Ethereum, I do believe, like I said, and I confirmed, it's going to retest its average right at the 14th or 15th to the maybe 19th of March before we retest all-time highs. And I can almost guarantee we are going to be retesting them in the next couple of days. Honestly, today and tomorrow, I would not be surprised if we are much higher than we are today, probably closer to $1,900, if not $1,850. So I do believe that for Ethereum and Bitcoin, we are probably going to see these retest all-time highs very soon, which is huge. This is vital for the coin. Obviously, the big fear right now is the fact that we could have a double top, boom, and immediately see the reversal. That would be, the worst thing for the coin. I did not mean to do that. That would be the worst thing for the coin. The best scenario that I would like to see happen is the opposite, where we actually manage to slowly trickle up, break through the resistance at 1960, close closer to $2,000. We managed to close above the prior high, and we set a new all-time high. Markets are still going to pump, guys. This is going to be way different than 2017, and this may actually set a trend that we have never expected to see. And it may honestly give us the final, decision that we are still within a bull market. But until we see that, we have to play the devil's advocate, and we have to consider a bearish formation. We could easily see this market retest here and dump, and that's something obviously would short, but it all depends, and it would all ride right on that resistance. If we break through that resistance, we fall. If we don't, we see a pump to the upside. So it's really all counting down on that. Would I consider this a good investment right now? Sure. As a conservative trader, I would easily buy in once we, tap support in anticipation for the coin to rally back up and retest 1938. This is a good short-term conservative trade right there. Bitcoin as well. Surprisingly, it didn't actually manage to dump, which I'm surprised at. I thought it would follow Ethereum and pull down here. It still very well can, but Ethereum looks a little bit easier to invest in than Bitcoin does. I would wait on Bitcoin because Bitcoin can still go down here and it can still go up here. I'd wait for the consolidation. If it retests here and doesn't break through, expect to short it. If it hits bottom support here, it doesn't break through, expect to long it. That's pretty much the other options until it consolidates into the ascending fractal or the ascending triangle, which ends right about the 17th to 18th. That's pretty much it for today's video. I want to look at VeChain too. I know a few of you guys are still, interested in VeChain. VeChain, once again, very interesting support. We were shocked to see a breakthrough resistance here. I still would like to let it play out because if Ethereum bounces off here today or tomorrow and starts to swing up higher, I would anticipate VeChain to do the exact same thing. But just be on the lookout because this could easily open up to short it down to the downside. It could very easily flip bearish. And the second we see confirmation, we could easily short it down to this. It's a big fall for VeChain, and we have to just keep a close eye on that. So I wouldn't buy in just yet. I'd wait to see how today closes. If we close lower, and we close at about, let's say 0.057, we close maybe 2% lower, then I would expect to see a short. Otherwise, I would just be patient right now. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.